Where were your parents born?
My mother was born in Greenville, Alabama, and my father was born in Cartersville, Georgia.
Two Southerners.
That's right.
Please share a little about your parents' background, why they left the South, and what life was like for them before they went to Ohio.
Well, their stories of their childhood are, rather painful. My mother left with her mother and all of her siblings. There were 7, 8 of them. And they left Greenville, Alabama at a crisis moment when my grandmother, her mother, said that she couldn't stay there any longer because white boys were circling their farm. And she had a lot of girls. I never quite understood what that meant then. That was the only phrase. And then later, of course, I understood exactly what she meant because her husband, my grandfather, had gone to Birmingham to earn some additional money, which he did by day work, but he also played the violin. And he earned money that way and sent it back. So she was literally a woman alone with all these children, young children. My mother was 6. Some of the girls were older. So she was frightened. So she got on a train and sent a message to her husband that if he wanted to see them again, he would be on such and such a train at such and such a time. And my mother remembers getting on the train, and they couldn't tell anybody. They had to leave in the middle of the night because they were sharecroppers. People could, if you were in debt, they didn't let you go anywhere.
That's right.
And they were not sure that their father was on that train. And the train pulled out of the station, and they were all weeping because he didn't show up. But when they got about 60 miles outside, he showed up. He'd sort of been hiding.
Oh.
Yes,
for
Dad,
course.
He had been hiding. And there was all this glee. My father's exit was a little bit different. I didn't know much about it. I just knew he left when he was around 14 years old. And he went to stay with an older brother who was in California, and then eventually made his way back or toward Ohio. But I learned later, much, much later, after he died, that he had witnessed lynchings of people in that town when he was a teenager. Neighbors,
In his southern town.
In his southern town. That there were businessmen who had just been taken out and whatever. And there were 3 or 4 in the matter of 18 months. So I guess that was like a sign. He left.
Yes.
He left.
Yes.
So their recollections were, miserable.